What is up, y'all? It is Paristtmpped, Paristtmpped. And today I'm going to be actually answering a question that someone commented. I don't know which video it was under. It could have been my transphobic video where I was not being transphobic, but I was answering, just talking about my experiences with transphobia. Or it could have been, I don't remember, but I think they were like 17 and they were telling me that how do you know when you are making the right decision in life? And at first I wasn't going to answer that because I'm like, who can really answer that question? But and I'm like in a very weird position in life, but I feel like I do want to talk about this topic because for years I used to wonder the same thing. You know, how do you know? To give you some backstory, so after high school, I went straight to college, and I went to college for psychology. So I was like, okay, I want to learn about the mind. I want to be a therapist. I want to help people. You know, technically it sounded perfect because of my experiences, like growing up. So I lived with my mom, who adopted me. If you didn't watch any of my other videos, go subscribe, hit that, listen to my music. Paristtmpped, are you listening to my music? So I got adopted. And my mom had her oldest son living in the house. He was old as shit, but he was still living in the house. And he had a girlfriend. And when I was 9 years old, she was 24. And she moved in with us. And she would always come to my house and kind of like complain about my brother. Oh, I feel like he's cheating on me. And I'd be like, well, he is. He has kids behind your back. And there would be so much shit going on. And I feel like I was always like her therapist. Like she would come to me with these adult problems and I would help her navigate. And I thought, okay, maybe this is who I wanted to be. So fast forward, I'm in college, I'm doing psychology. You know, I make my little psych friends and stuff is happening. Now, it all sounded perfect because, you know, all my friends went to college. I was making friends and I was thriving. In my junior year, I had this internship with the Gears Up program. Like I was thriving in my eyes. Like I got this outstanding award and like this scholarship for how good I was doing. It's kind of creepy looking back. Like I was taking 5 classes, doing my internship, working a job. I was a security guard. In a perfect world, I was literally on the path to success. You know what I'm saying? I was living in an apartment. Life was good. I had my car. There's a lot of spider webs. Like this is interesting. So yeah, I was living in a perfect world, but it's interesting because one thing I didn't mention was music. Around this time, I was making no music. I would do covers, but I hated my voice now. And that creative side of me, I was taking like a drawing class, but I honestly was downplaying any kind of creativity I had. I didn't talk about it. I had quit the acapella group I was in. I was starting to lose myself because I was becoming the therapist. And I'm not trying to say I had to give up, but I do think that I was getting good at what I was doing, so I was leaning into this other side of myself. Now my senior year comes and it's, you know, I'm getting ready to move out of my apartment. And you know, I had grew up in the foster system, so this job where I could mentor other kids in the foster system came to my attention. Now, at the time, I was a security guard, and I was making some good money. I was working at a kidney care facility. Shoot, bless me. Fresenius. So I'm like, okay, whatever. If I can get a full-time job, it will be good for after college, so then I can kind of be on the right path, whatever. So I take this job. And now I'm working full time and I'm helping other youth in the system. And now this is my first time seeing me outside of being that kid in the system. I'm helping these kids that were once me and I'm giving them all this advice about like following their true passion. I'm helping them with art and I'm hearing who they want to be. And I'm realizing, holy shit, all of my guides helped me to become a therapist. Because I never had anybody yelling in my ear to become a creative. You know, I never had that. And so I'm like, holy shit. I mean, I did in high school, but like at least in college, because I didn't tell anybody that's who I was. I was a therapist, remember? I like helping people. I want to help people in their minds. So I'm like, okay, you know, I'm helping them and I'm giving them all this advice. And So I get my car where I'm paying like crazy payments a month for it. And I'm starting to kind of, I guess, fall into this new adult life where I'm like paying car payments. I'm, moving into my own little place, and things are kind of looking perfect. And then my job fires me. Now, at this point, I'm stuck because I'm like, hold on. I got my car that I can afford, because of my job. This place I'm living at because of my job. And I was on my path to becoming a mentor. Holy shit. And all of a sudden, every single door that had opened up for me seemed closed. It wasn't there anymore. So I was confused. I'm like, what the hell is, like, I basically gave my all into something that no longer wants me, and I'm broke and lost. Now I'm living in an RV. So I live in an RV, and I don't know what I'm doing. So then I'm rooming with somebody, and they go, come with me to Canada. Figure it out, take some time. So I do. I go to Canada. Now I'm here in North Carolina. And it's crazy how the story kind of ends there. But I think the story began there, actually. Because it was as soon as I was lost. I mean, of course, like I said, since then I've worked at other jobs. I've done other stuff. Random little things that I hated. I did like after school jobs. I've done some camps. Worked with kids with autism. Basically dipping my toes in all this water and neglecting my creativity. Now this year, and I came out here to North Carolina, I was working and I told myself, okay, I'm going to figure it out. So I was getting prepared. I was preparing to get my master's again because nothing creative-wise worked out because I didn't focus on it. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I was getting ready for my master's. I got some letters of recommendation. I started to reach out to spots. There's a lot of HBCUs out here. Everything still seemed like a new plan. But it was interesting because every time I go to apply for a full-time job, nothing was opening up. I'm using Glassdoor, I'm using Indeed, and it felt like every single door was closing. So now all I can hold on under my belt are all these small part-time jobs, and I'm like, holy shit, you know what I'm saying? And then I fell stuck again. And I realized, holy shit, this is a loop I'm going to keep being in. Let me at least give it to my creativity a little bit. Let me make some music. Let me just do stuff anyway since everything else is failing. So then I start to create more music. And I start to go to Guitar Center to upgrade some equipment. And I blink, and now I have a fucking band. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met my drummer at Guitar Center, and he met the guitar player at Guitar Center as well. Now, we haven't really been able to like do a lot of shit. Some of our videos are on my page if you want to check it out, Anon Groom, which is just anonymous group members. But I'm saying all this to say that I think that life is a continuous search, in my own opinion. I mean, unless you figure it out in the beginning. Now, I figured it out in the beginning, and I lost track because I thought I had to do other stuff. I went to school to be a therapist because I didn't think that being a creative was going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And now I have fucking 4,000 on YouTube. Like, what the fuck? As soon as I give in to myself, it pours back. And I'm not trying to say, like, giving into yourself is, like, the answer to figuring out what you're supposed to do. But I do think you have to follow your passion, because if you don't, if you just do the next best thing, you will literally open this whole new realm that you don't want. And then you'll look stupid and dumb and lost at the end, and then you'll be struggling at the end. Right now, I'm trying to hurry up and get on my feet, find a new place. Basically, because now I'm realizing, holy shit, I can be a creative. I can actually do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm worth it. I'm worth pouring into my own cup. And I realized it at last fucking minute. You know what I'm saying? And it actually is working at last fucking minute. Like, I don't hate that I waited until last minute, but I just wish that I would have believed in myself a little bit earlier. Believe in yourself. Believe in what you wanted as a child. Believe in those inner desires from when you were young, because usually that's what you're supposed to be doing. We all do shit. There are people out here that already wanted to be a doctor, already wanted to be a lawyer, already wanted to be a teacher, already wanted to be a preacher, already wanted to be a yoga, already wanted to build houses, and all, like, what? There was this one kid, so when I first moved out here, I was doing like yard work and all types of shit, and there was this little ass kid that worked for the guy I was working for. he like drew out and had this whole idea for like an infrastructure land. Like, what the fuck? He was over here, oh yeah, and I would add like rocks around the pond and put sand in the middle so you'll be able to walk through a path. And he's giving me this beautiful, vivid picture of like how he would do his yard and shit like that. And I'm listening and I'm like, this is like a fucking 9-year-old who already knows how like what this is. We know who we are, but I do think, you know, we always have to decide really fast, and then it makes us like choose whatever's going to get us the most money the fastest, whatever's going to keep us on our feet and give us that pension. And though I do feel like, you know, that's very important, I do think that leads to like a long-term depression, because you end up basically living a life you didn't actually want. So you have to like, there's a parallel version of you inside. And right now I am a walking example of what happens when you follow your highest good. You don't know what happens. You kind of just go with the fucking flow. I don't know. I'm still kind of figuring it out myself. Which is why I'm making YouTube. I want y'all to be on this journey with me. I want to be able to look back when I finally make this shit and take a fucking deep breath and know that I was real the whole time and that my authenticity was enough. You know, y'all supporting my music helps me out, and it helps to prove that I can try and it might just fucking work. You know what I'm saying? You gotta try. I mean, I don't know if you're a creative. I don't know who you are, but I can't tell you who you are, and I can't tell you what's the right decision. All I can tell you is you gotta just follow what you want to do, and maybe follow it the first time so that it's not too late the second time around, and you're not like me now struggling to figure out all these details in the meantime. And like, don't be afraid to make a mistake and change your mind. Like, I got a camper because I'm thinking, okay, like, I'm gonna get moving to the camper, but now I don't have no time to move into the camper. I gotta hurry up and figure out the next step. So I gotta just figure out the next step and do what I can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do things and then be afraid to not have an answer when people ask, okay, well, what about this? Then what about that? Because people are just nosy motherfuckers. That some people like to see people fail. Some people want to help. You know, it doesn't fucking matter. Just look within. You know what I'm saying? That is what you need to do for your next step. Look within and also try everything. Sometimes if you don't really know at all, if you're fucking 17, you got fucking time. I wish I would have used college as time. I used it to focus on becoming a therapist, even though I know I didn't want to become one. After I'll be done with my work, I'll be making music. Like, what the fuck? I literally wouldn't even think about that shit or practice it. Don't get me wrong, I love helping people, but there's other ways to help people. You know what I'm saying? So understand that there's so many things out there in the world, so many jobs, so many options. And don't get lost in not thinking that there is. Because I got lost in that. And I basically closed off my world until the last fucking moment. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking back and realizing how many doors I actually opened in the meantime. So it's like, realize your potential and realize you are that light. You can do anything you want to do. That's what I tell myself, at least. And I'm going to prove myself right. And I'm going to prove anybody that doubted me wrong. Anyways, that's kind of the video. I kind of just want to go on my rant about believing in yourself. Shit, Wicked just came out. That should be a prime example of believing in yourself. That shit is about racism. That shit is about believing in your inner power. I don't give a fuck. Come on now. Be Elphaba, whatever the fuck her name is. Be Elphaba and give into your power. Come on now, defy gravity. I think I try defying gravity. Defying gravity, and you can't bring me down. Come on now. Anyways, that's the end of the video. If you liked what you heard and you want to hear some more, hit that subscribe button. If you want me to talk about a specific topic, comment down below. I will have a video just for you. Come on now. We all deserve to be observed. And until next time, please check out my music. If you made it this far, say in the morning. That's one of my songs. Comment down below in the morning if you made it this far. And check out my music, Paristtmpped, Paristtmpped. Until next time.